Okay, I thought we'd have one or two games today. YARDBIRD, great game to start off with. Let's try the French. Okay. C5. Standard stuff so far. I'm going to go in for maybe B5 here. So he's going to play maybe F5 and knight F4. In fact, maybe G6 would have been a good idea. I think knight F8 to defend the E6 point could be handy here. So I'll try this. It looks very passive, but I think I've seen it before. If I can just get the queenside counterplay going, it might not be as bad as it looks. So A5 and B4. Aha. Okay. Maybe knight G7 here. This could be trouble. Now that he's off D5 though, maybe I'm threatening E takes without worrying about knight takes D5. But if knight F4 then bishop E6 maybe. So is he going to play knight G7? That doesn't look too bad actually. Rook G7, F6. I could move the rook. He takes, I just take here and get the F5 square. Okay, so maybe here, I don't know if that's that good. Knight H5. Stepping in and get a coffee now. Okay, so F6. Alright, so maybe he's going for knight G7 check. If I take and bishop D6, knight G7, maybe just king D7. Does the knight G7 achieve that much? I hope not. It looks pretty dangerous, but it's an interesting position. It's a very unbalanced position. This is a lot more fun than say playing against the French defence. I mean, you can try and liven things up against the exchange variation of the French defence, but he's played very dramatically unbalanced position. If we look at this early, if we look at the score sheet actually, okay, king D7 anyway. I think king D7. So what's going on here? There's only interesting resources. Knight G5. Try and close up with C4. If I don't, is there a major consequence? What about knight G6? There's knight G5. That's a problem. So he's securing D4, probably to go for knight G5. Right. So how can I prepare for this situation? I don't know. Maybe E5. I'll try and bishop B7 to protect D5 first, I think. Then I'll go for E5. So knight G5, E5. And it's all getting a bit hairy. His king's still in the centre, though. He's got bishop H3s then. Does it matter? Go for it. Exciting position. So my bishop would be protecting D5 if he takes on knight E5. Bishop H3, king C7 maybe. I've got the E6 square for this knight, so maybe knight E6 to defend knight G5. And also attack this G7 knight from E6. Mind you, check, king C7, I'll lose a pawn. In fact, I can open up the E file. Except I have to get rid of this knight first. Knight E6. I think maybe knight E6. Trying to challenge this G7. Bishop H3, I don't know, actually. In fact, D takes C could be big trouble for me because of D5. Oh dear. Okay, he hasn't gone for that. Is it time for something like C4? I could play C4 to stop. That's releasing the sort of tension in the position. This knight on g7 is a bit of a pain. Is there any way to relieve the pressure here? That just c takes. Keep the lines open. I'll try c takes. Try maybe bishop c5 to try and get some counterplay rather than releasing the tension on the queen side. So at least this diagonal's a bit sort of exposed. So I've got check. I've got rook e8 to sack the exchange. I think I'll go for this actually. So he's going to do knight e8. His king's right in the centre. He needs to protect e6 anyway. So. Let's see, you can take and maybe f7. It's knight e6, rook e6, takes f7. Maybe I can try and round out the pawn. F7, rook f8. I'm not sure actually. Anyway, at the moment his king's still stuck in the centre. He's going to play for rook c1. There's nothing really I can do about that, I think. So d4. Maybe d4 to attack the rook. Or just rook c8. Oh, what about rook c8 for one more move? Just to stop rook c1. So then d4. Mind you, this is a bit of a problem, to say the least. So e5. Okay, I'll start moving these pawns because I'm on f8 at the moment. So maybe if I get a pawn to e3. Not sure. King looks okay. I'll go back over here. Maybe I can just take on b4 if rook c1. But then I don't know. I'm tied down to this f7 pawn. I haven't got time to take on b4, or have I? The rook needs to sort of defend, I think, over here. Okay, I'll defend. Now queen b6. I suppose there isn't queen g7, queen e3. I could try this. Try and get these pawns working. I think this might be a goner, this position though, I'm afraid. Unless there's salvation in these two centre pawns. But I thought this was better than taking the rook. Okay, get these pawns working. Yeah, that's the problem. So my bishop. Okay, what about bishop c4 here? Bishop f7. Maybe just bishop f7. And then rook f5. So maybe bishop c4 is best. Try bishop c4. Okay. Gonna try just getting the pawns a bit further. I can play rook f7 as well here. Maybe rook f7. Oh, mind you, his other pawns are getting very dangerous. What about rook a8? Oops. No good. No good. Oh. What was that about? 18 seconds. Can't play check. Rook f1 check. 13 seconds. Whoa. Yes! Yes! What a game! What a game to start the day off! I never expected that. Blimey! Yardbird goes down again, one of the rare occasions. Adrenaline. I've got too much adrenaline in my system at the moment, so this was just a lost position for a long time. I just thought this was lost completely. I don't really think there's much hope here. That's fascinating. He just blundered a rook with rook d7. Please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.